At the time when every electric car coming out from the factory was sold out years and many months in advance, unfortunately Toyota has been very pragmatic and indecisive about getting into electric cars. Despite the official admittance that electric cars are the future, Toyota, probably the most capable and powerful auto brand, is still having unthinkable issues in bringing one solid electric car to the world. So how bad is the situation? Let's get into it. Toyota may sell fewer electric vehicles than its competitor brands such as Volkswagen or Tesla over the next decade. However, the Japanese automobile giant doesn't seem to be developing the cars that its customers across the globe genuinely want and need. Recently, the chief executive officer of Toyota Research Institute, like many other Toyota leaders, said that EVs are not meant to be manufactured in a hurry. But why will they think that way? Isn't the company more capable of producing enough electric cars to compete with Tesla? Toyota's attitude toward electric cars has been diametrically opposed to that of several other key industry players. Toyota's top management claims that climate issues are a significant concern, hence the production of EVs, but that switching to all-electric vehicles isn't the best option out there for Mother Nature. According to them, lithium-ion batteries are not without consequences. They are built of rare, mined minerals. Engines are made of more common materials and they are heavy. The global grid energy mix is likewise varied. They believe that plug-in hybrid electric vehicles are the superior option. We're all aware that we live in a time of limited battery availability. Couldn't those one fully electric car battery cells have been used in 8 hybrid cars, such as Toyota RAV4 Prime, where the battery capacity would have contributed to far higher overall emissions reductions on practically every journey? Although they are ideal for some areas of Earth, in light of modern infrastructure and the availability of raw materials, zero tailpipe emissions do not translate into zero total emissions. The future of autos will not begin and stop with EVs, implying that too many people have succumbed to the electric-only hype. There is a risk in the corporation producing many EVs that consumers would simply not purchase because the charging infrastructure in their area is not ready. Places such as Norway or other parts of Europe do have enough green energy and charging infrastructure to sustain EVs, but this is not the case everywhere else. Toyota's continuous development of hydrogen power for cars, such as the Mirai, reflects this versatility. However, how many hydrogen power stations do we have in the United States compared to electric power stations? Almost 1 million EV chargers versus just a couple of hydrogen stations for the whole nation. This kind of thinking is not unique to Toyota. Ford's CEO Jim Farley said the company's charging infrastructure is inadequate. This comes when the production of EVs on the road remains low in contrast to ICE vehicles. While the bZ4X is the brand's first contemporary EV, its portfolio is electrifying at a modest rate. Given that Toyota has just recently begun marketing an all-electric crossover, the bZ4X, it seems reasonable to presume that most of the company's 200,000 unit tax credits had been utilized by hybrid cars such as the Prius. This might spell obvious problems for Toyota, as the business would have to compete with EV veterans like Tesla and traditional competitors like Hyundai or Kia. They still have access to the whole EV tax incentives in the United States. In 2021, the company's CEO cautioned that a fast shift to EVs at the cost of internal combustion engines might harm Japan's economy. More recently, it's been said that it's crucial to provide consumers in various locations with the option of purchasing an EV or a conventionally powered car. Toyota Motors claimed that it sold its 200,000th plug-in electric vehicle in the second quarter, triggering the phase-out of $7,500 in tax breaks for buyers. Toyota has joined Tesla and GM in phasing out the credit for future buyers of all-electric or plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. The achievement comes at an inconvenient moment, however, as Toyota ramps up the manufacturing of its new all-electric bZ4X. Maybe this is what's holding Toyota back. As you know, Toyota is a huge company with millions of investors who may not be that willing to reinvest their current profits into the future. And this is without mentioning that Toyota bZ4X is a middle-of-the-road electric vehicle with a decent starting price but poor charging capabilities. In some ways, the bZ4X reflects Toyota's worries about all electric vehicles in general. Consequently, it pales in comparison to non-promise EVs like the Tesla Model Y or vintage-looking electric cars like the Hyundai Ioniq 5, which were built to be as competitive as possible. On the other hand, the CEOs of General Motors, Ford Motor, Chrysler parent Stellantis, and Toyota Motor North America requested Congress in June to raise the ceiling on the amount of EVs a company may sell before the credits begin to phase out. However, Toyota and other manufacturers with no union workforces in the United States rejected the Biden administration's tax credit proposal last year, which included extra benefits for EVs made by organized workforce. Opponents of the tax credit argue that the benefits primarily benefit the rich and that the government should not support the purchases. Supporters of the credits claim that they have increased the adoption of electric cars and helped reducing the cost of expensive automobiles for customers. The federal tax credits expire 2 quarters after a car maker sells 200,000 plug-in vehicles. Every 6 months, the value of the tax credit is half until it reaches zero. According to Toyota's phase-out, Nissan and Ford are the following closest automakers to run out of credit. Nissan sold 166,000 electric cars as of 2021, followed by Ford with 157,000. Tesla officially exceeded its 200,000 tax credit maximum in 2018, and the company and its 2 mainstream models, Tesla Model 3 sedan and Model Y SUV, have only grown in popularity. Tesla continues to win the electric car race by a large margin, which is especially impressive given that the company's vehicles are high-priced and no longer qualify for the $7,500 tax credit in the United States. On the other hand, Hyundai and Kia are only getting started with their separate contemporary electric car pushes, despite producing superb EVs such as the Ioniq 5 and EV6. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Kia EV6 may be more appealing to electric car buyers than the Toyota bZ4X, which no longer qualifies for the full $7,500 tax credit. That's why Toyota bZ4X, which is the company's first fully electric battery car, isn't off to a good start. Several bZ4X vehicles, including those from the 2023 model year, are being recalled due to defective wheels. So far, 2,700 cars have been recalled, with 2,020 destined for Europe, 260 for the United States, 110 for Japan, and 10 for Canada. Subaru also said last week that it recalls around 2,600 Solterra vehicles for the same reason. This Solterra, created in collaboration with Toyota, is essentially Subaru's equivalent of the bZ4X. Recalls of this magnitude are not unusual, but this rationale is concerning. And here is Toyota's take on what could go wrong. All of the hub nuts on the wheel may loosen to the point that the wheel can separate from the car during low mileage usage. If a wheel detaches from the vehicle while traveling, the vehicle may lose control, increasing the danger of an accident. Yes, the car's wheels may actually fall off. Toyota says it's still investigating why this occurs and that no remedy is currently available. Until the fix is implemented, no one should drive these cars. On a separate account, Toyota has just issued a recall for around 46,000 2022 Toyota Tundra full-size trucks due to loosening bolts on the rear axle assembly. According to the company, in rare situations, this might cause an axle subassembly to become separated, impacting the truck's stability and braking. However, they want the public to note that the Tundra issue is unconnected to the BZ4X problem. It was also stated that Toyota dealers may be able to examine and retighten the nuts to resolve the issue. Toyota said in its statement that specific components may be changed at no cost if necessary. There is no explicit warning to Tundra owners to cease driving their vehicles right now, unlike the BZ4X. Recalls such as these may lead to losses for Toyota at the end of the quarter. Plus, customers might become a bit skeptical about patronizing the brand moving forward. As you can see, Toyota is not very convincing when it comes to dedication and belief in electric cars being the future. Rather, Toyota is willing to stop and delay any changes in the market and sell as many gas-powered Toyota RAV4s and Toyota Camrys as possible. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Thanks for watching and see you in the next videos.